Welcome to the Barry Charles Footy Show, your one-stop shop for everything rugby league. How are you doing out there? The footy is coming. We've got 2 weeks to go. Who's going to make the difference for your team in 2023? Let's have a look. We've got Josh Schuster. What is happening? Had an absolute shocker on the weekend. The Warriors have got belief. Sezer has just signed with the West Tigers. Is Papenhuyzen the saviour for the Melbourne Storm? And Parramatta, where did it all go wrong? Ryan Matterson at the start of the year not taking the fine and taking the 3 games. Did that cost them their season? But there was one bigger ploy that I think was the biggest mistake that Parramatta did in 2022 going into the season. Well, let's talk about all this here at the Barry Charles Footy Show. Remember to like and subscribe if you liked the video. Let's get to it. Yes, Josh Schuster, what is happening? Signs $800K. $3.2 million deal over 4 years, and he is not delivering. Yes, all the talent in the world. Does this just remind you of TPJ number 2? Yes. Just doesn't seem, I don't know what's up with them, but just some players are just not interested. They want to do the flash plays, and that's it. They want to do the hard work, the defense, the attack. I mean, there's a lot to it instead of just the flashy plays, and for whatever reason, Schuster doesn't have that in him at this stage. Whether Seibold's the right coach to get that out of him, I question. I don't even know why they let go of Des Hasler. That was a big mistake from my opinion in Manly. Yeah, Josh Schuster to me just is not fit enough. Why talk a big game if you're not actually going to go 100%? In my opinion, says he's going to be the best player in the comp. You got to actually do the hard work to be the best player in the comp. You need to do the hard things, the tackles, the 1%ers that make you the better players in the comp. He doesn't seem to want to do that at the moment. Whether they need to let him go, Manly let him go, I don't know. They would have to pay probably $300,000 a year to let him go. Is it worth letting him go for that sort of money? That's the question mark. Or do you just keep going and hope you can get the best out of him? That's the question for you. Yes, Parramatta. Where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong for you Parramatta fans? Well, everyone's quick to judge the Ryan Matterson 3 weeks where he had a fine option and he decided to take the 3 games instead. But Ryan Matterson's one player. You say Ryan Matterson's the best player in the Parramatta Eels? Fair dinkum? No way. No way he's the best player. But Ryan Matterson was probably one of the better Eels players all season. If you be, I don't know, he went a bit quiet here at the end, but he was one of the better players once he returned, and he played good football. The biggest thing that cost Parramatta this season was last season when they did not go hard enough to keep Reed Mahoney. Yes, they didn't want to keep him for whatever reason. I don't know why they didn't want to keep him. That was the biggest mistake. It's hard to get good spine players in the NRL. To let him go was just craziness with the age he's at. Still competing and signing Josh Hodgson, who's a good player, but he's been injury prone and continued to be injury prone. It was a very costly mistake by Brad Arthur and the team not to try and push to keep Reed Mahoney. If they thought he wasn't worth enough, well, they found out this season how much he was worth. But yes, Parramatta, Dylan Brown obviously was another thing that didn't help the cause, but that's his own doing. So there was a few things along the way this season, so you had that start of the season. But yeah, Mahoney was the biggest one for me. But yeah, Dylan Brown, that's just stupidity at the highest thing. A lot of people say boys will be boys, rubbish. You know what you're doing. It was just stupid stuff from Dylan Brown. Be interesting to see how that goes. Yes, West Tigers fans got some celebration of Aiden Sezer for a season. Some people will be going, what? Is he even going to be playing? With all the signings they got with Jaden Sullivan and the likes, I think he'll be playing to start off with anyway. Give these young ones some experience and give Jaden Sullivan the experience in 7. I think that's what's going to happen. And could be good days ahead for you West Tigers fans. Having someone senior in the halves again would be very helpful. Where Adam Dewey plays when he comes back, that's going to be an interesting question. But maybe Caesar's season might have been a bit, he's had enough by then. Back in the NRL, it can be hard to try and play good 24 rounds of footy. So it'll be interesting to see how that shapes up. Papenhuyzen, is he back? Then we're going to find out today. I think Papenhuyzen is definitely what can take the Storm to the next level to win the comp. Whether they can win the comp, I still don't think so. But if he got back to his best, which I don't know if you're going to be able to in 6 weeks, get back to your best without playing NRL for so long, that's a big question that Melbourne Storm will have to think about. But if he does, he's definitely the X factor to add to their spine of Harry Grant, Jerome Hughes, and Cameron Munster. Nick Meaney's been playing great football, no doubt about it, but Ryan Papenhuyzen is one of those one-in-a-generation players, but he's another one unfortunately injury prone. He's forgotten in the fullbacks, but he's probably, if you're looking in the fullbacks, he's probably in the top 3 fullbacks in the comp at his best. 4 at a punch, you could say, at the worst. Yeah, obviously injury prone with Tom Trbojevic, which is making it costly compared to the likes of Dylan Edwards, who's obviously very consistent, but doesn't hardly get talked about as a state of New South Wales halfback. But Papenhuyzen is at his best better than Dylan Edwards. But Dylan Edwards, the thing you get with Dylan Edwards is you know he's going to turn up every week. Similar mould as Tedesco, they turn up every week. But Ryan Papenhuyzen, Latrell Mitchell, they have more skill. And Reece Walsh, they have more skill in their artillery. They're very, very talented. So that'd be interesting to see if he comes back this week. If he's starting or fullback, we'll find out not long after this video comes out. But well, I have to make the video early. But what about this one? The Warriors, have they got the belief they think they can win the comp in 2023? They've been scratchy, don't get me wrong, they've been scratchy. I thought it was a better performance against Manly. They had a few things that went their way, Manly as well, that helped them. The Warriors withstood that and came out with the win at the end. They're probably the question mark a lot of people are saying is the Warriors, can they go to another level? That is the big question for you Warriors fans out there. Can you go to another level to be up there with the top games? That's something for you to decide out there. But the Warriors are definitely a big chance of going all the way in 2023. They're probably going to have to play Broncos and Penrith. Who do you want to play first? I don't know. I probably got more confidence you could probably beat Broncos at Suncorp compared to Penrith at Bluebet Stadium, in my opinion. So I'd rather play the Broncos. It's going to be interesting the last round if they're going to rest some players or not. The Penrith Panthers, depending on the results. If the Raiders can somehow beat the Broncos this weekend, then that will be the case. I think you'll see guaranteed resting of players because they'll have the minor premiership wrapped up. It's going to be interesting because this is another question, do 1 and 2 want to play the Warriors first instead of playing the Storm? I think that's what some people probably argue as well, that they'd rather play the Warriors than the Storm. If Storm are going to hold on to 4th place, that's no guarantee either. Depending on what the Sharkies do, because the Sharks have a chance to sneak back up there. Raiders, well, they're going to have to win this week, but yeah, their falling against probably knocks them out of getting into the top 4. Very good games coming up anyway. But anyway, that's the Barry Charles Footy Show for this episode. Have a lovely day out there. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel and have a great day out there.